Ayo, and what is up, gang? Thank you so much for stopping by Sledgehammer TV tonight for your official Monday Night Raw review for last night's edition. It is right now Tuesday, December the 26th. It is the day after Christmas. And for Christmas this year, the WWE decided to give us a big lump of coal disguised as an episode of Monday Night Raw. And we are here to talk about it right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. So let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans. Holy crap. What the hell kind of an episode of Monday Night Raw was that? My name is Nick Nightmare. With me, as always, is the amazing Chrome Superstar, the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball, and we're here to bring to you our coverage of last night's Monday Night Raw, which came to us from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, and once again, much like last week, I wish they didn't do this. I wish they did not have this show. Having a show on Christmas Day, first of all, absolutely sucks. I think it sucks that they made these guys work on Christmas. You know, traditionally, the WWE, they work all year long, but they usually get a little bit of a break, and it comes around this time of a year, and we get things like, you know, best of the year shows and things like that in place of a live Monday Night Raw, which I am never opposed to. Because, quite frankly, they put you through so much shit all year long that you forget things. You forget things that happened in this year. Sometimes, so much bad shit has happened in one year that you think some of the good stuff that happened from the year before was somewhere included in this year. But that is not the case. A lot of times, I'm trying to go through my list and do my stuff right now to do best ofs by the time the end of the year goes. And some of the things I'm thinking of, I go back and I'm looking to check my facts, and it happened in 2016. Because literally nothing good happened in 2017. This year sucked, and so did this episode of Monday Night Raw. I just can't wrap my head around these holiday-themed wrestling shows where you're going to have the obligatory, you know, presents and Christmas tree get beaten up and destroyed somehow. I thought it was going to be Braun Strowman again like they did last year, but that was not the case. They made it even worse. They made it even worse. It wasn't just a random attack on the stage or whatever. We had to have a matchup, a Christmas street fight. What sort of Christmas spirit is there in having a street fight? Why not just, and to top it all off, they gave it to the Cruiserweights, a division that does not need street fights. They are the Cruiserweight division because they wrestle a Cruiserweight style. If you would have just allowed them to wrestle a Cruiserweight style, that would have been a much better Christmas gift for me than watching these guys trying to come up with a match around these props and bullshit things that have to do with Christmas. Absolutely terrible. I hate booking like that. I absolutely hate it. And the rest of the show was much in the same. We got a couple of the wrestling was okay. You know, you always have to throw that out there. When the wrestling was okay, you can kind of stomach most of this stuff. But with what happened at the end of this show, it just seems to me that the WWE is so lazy and so uncreative that even when things happen that they do not plan for, like an injury to Dean Ambrose, instead of changing the script, they're just going to go along as planned and insert somebody else in Dean Ambrose's place. Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins winning the Raw Tag Team Championships tonight is an absolute disgrace. And this is nothing to do with Seth Rollins, obviously. Seth Rollins is friggin' awesome. And his team with Dean Ambrose was one of the highlights of 2017. That on-again, off-again friendship, the matter of trust. You know, Dean Ambrose just didn't trust Seth Rollins anymore, and there's this whole tease of the Shield reunion all mixed into this angle, and it was really interesting. It was not great, it was good. It could have been great. But it was just good. This, giving him the tag team championships with a replacement for Dean Ambrose, and then having that replacement be Jason Jordan, reeks of desperation on the part of the WWE to get this kid over. The crowd was into the match. It was a good match. But like I keep saying on this show, the matchups between these competitors are only so good because the WWE doesn't do anything else with them but make them wrestle each other. Practice makes perfect, people, does it not? So of course the match quality is going to be good. But these matches, with the amount of times these guys have wrestled, these matches should be great. These matches should be breathtaking, non-stop action, deep emotion involved in it. But no, we get the adopted wrestling son teamed up with a member of the Shield. It's just replace Shield member again. That's what they do. Just replace Dean Ambrose with Jason Jordan and everything will be fine. It is not fine. It is not fine. Actually, this is one of the things that they do. This isn't a new thing. You know, the WWE, when it comes to the tag team titles, especially after the Attitude Era, just loves to do this. They'll just take two random people who have no chemistry, no history, no nothing, and give them the World Tag Team Championships. For what reason was this move still made? These belts should have stayed on Sheamus and Cesaro and been given to an actual tag team. Now, I know there are no tag teams to give it to on Raw, but I believe that even if there was, this is the route they would go because this is absolutely something they would do. It's absolutely nonsensical. It does not translate on the show at all in any way. It does not make sense at all. Kurt Angle made it happen, and now we have new tag team champions. Was the match good? Yes. Did it deserve to be the main event of the show? Probably, if it was not Jason Jordan inserted in that tag team. Could have literally been anybody else. As much as I even hate saying this, it would have made more sense to make it be Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And then if you want to give him the belts because it's Roman, give him the friggin' belts. I mean, I would have still shit all over that too, because it's just give Roman everything if they do that, and it's maybe a little bit too much. But at least it would have made sense. These guys are brothers, you know? They took out Dean Ambrose. Give Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship, as if none of us know that Roman Reigns is not going to lose that belt before WrestleMania? Or even at WrestleMania? Absolutely ridiculous, you guys. Absolutely ridiculous. Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns had a great match. Samoa Joe made Roman look great. Roman made Samoa Joe look pretty good. It was a very evenly fought, hotly contested matchup. I was actually enjoying this wrestling match. Until the finish. What the hell was that finish? This is the problem with Roman Reigns. Everybody wants him to be a heel. But the WWE and the corporation, they want him to be the face of the company, the good guy, the top baby face. And then you book an angle like that last night, where Roman Reigns was clearly doing something that a heel would do. There is not a baby face on the roster that would push a referee and get disqualified. That would not happen. And then to even go off even further and continue to attack and assault Samoa Joe, hitting him with objects, with steel steps, steel chairs, throwing him into ring posts. These are the tactics of a heel. Why is he doing this? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then you want everybody to cheer him? He's being a dick. He's being an evil person, and now you want us to cheer him. You think you're going to get us to go that stone cold route, that he could just be a renegade and kill everybody and do whatever he wants and the crowd's behind him? The crowd's not been behind him in 4 years. They're not going to get behind him now. You're making it look like he's walking the line between babyface and heel. And it makes it even more frustrating. Because deep down inside, this is what we kind of want to see from him. But not if he's still going to be pandering to the kids and holding his belt over his shoulder and raising his hand and shaking hands and kissing babies and being the babyface top guy on the company. That's not what you do. Did you ever see John Cena push down a referee in frustration and then go off and destroy his opponent? He did all that kind of stuff when he was doing the chain gang thing, when he was still Word Life, Thugonomics, before we couldn't see him. Which I still wish we couldn't see him. John Cena opened up this 3-hour Christmas spectacular in the first commercial-free hour of Monday Night Raw tonight in a match with Elias. Who wants to walk with Elias? You see for yourself. I definitely do. It's one of my favorite Christmas gifts that I received yesterday from my wife. Thank you very much, honey. Fantastic t-shirt. Fantastic talent. Fantastic superstar. Elias is going to be a big star in 2018. The way he plays with the crowd during his guitar performances prior to his matchups is the stuff that heels are made of. He reminds me of a modern day honky tonk man. It's just really, really good. So many superstars have tried this, guitar playing angle. From goofballs that didn't work like Man Mountain Rock to guys like Double J Jeff Jarrett, who actually did it a little bit of justice but couldn't pull off exactly as good as the Honky Tonk Man was. Probably the greatest pro wrestling superstar to use the guitar gimmick and get it over fantastically until now, because Elias is the future of the WWE. He's fantastic. And this matchup with John Cena that he would have tonight would be proof of this, because he was able to hang with the best guy in the company for near 20 to 25 minute encounter. However, that being said, Mr. Cena taking all this time away doing his little Hollywood thing, right? He's definitely rusty. He's been spending too much time away because this match was a little uncoordinated, just a little bit sloppy, and John Cena was the cause of that. When you are not doing this as much as you used to, you are not going to be as sharp as you were. John Cena admittedly had progressed over his decade and a half since he's come into the WWE. He used to be absolute shit. Now he's just like a little nugget of shit because he's actually worked hard to get better, and you have to give him credit. He does sometimes put on some great matches. He performs well when he has great performers in the ring with him. And that's why this matchup on Monday Night Raw was great, because Elias is an underrated, fantastic performer. He's going to be one of the next big things this year. Mark my words. If I were booking the Royal Rumble this year, he would definitely be one of the first and longest lasting competitors in this match. He deserves the spotlight. In that respect, he's going to be something big. However, this match I didn't like, especially since they gave the win to John Cena. A clean win to John Cena, a clean loss by Elias is damaging to the persona of this rising star. It makes that John Cena golden shovel thing that everybody talks about look like a real thing, but I mean, he doesn't have heat with Elias, at least not to anybody's knowledge. But why John Cena needed to win tonight is beyond me. John Cena is past the point of needing to win. There is no reason why Elias should not have snapped out of frustration due to the fact that he could not put away John Cena and lose by disqualification. That would make sense, because Elias is the heel. He gets frustrated by the fact that he can't pin what he can't see, and he attacks him with the guitar, or he hits him with the chair, or whatever the hell he wants to do. He gets counted out, walks out. Would be a much better loss for the character, instead of just being one of the millions at this point that have had their shoulders pinned to the mat by WWE's cash cow, WWE's golden boy, who didn't need to win that match. Did not need to win that match. And what would have been wrong with letting Elias maybe get the win? End the year with start the show with a big shock, and then end it with the big shock of the tag team championships. Establish some new stars. Make some new people for your fan base to really invest in. Not every fan out there are as smart as we are. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're watching this show, you're a smart fan. Because you know I don't take no shit. And that I call the WWE out on their bullshit when they give us a stupid holiday show where these guys should have been home with their families instead of sitting in this arena in Chicago boring me to tears. Unacceptable. What else happened on this show? 2 good moments on the whole entire night. Actually, 1, because I didn't really like the tag team main event, but we did have the first shot fired in the Great War as Matt Hardy would attack Bray Wyatt as he was cutting a promo in the middle of the ring. And then Matt Hardy, after he would dispatch Bray Wyatt fairly easily, and Bray Wyatt would tuck tail and run from the ring, walking away from the Woken Warrior, he would sit in the ring and take the microphone and laugh. And that's all he would do. Matt Hardy was laughing for a clear minute and a half, didn't say a single word, just did all his greatness. You know, fantastic. It was great. And at least they progressed it. Something happened in the ring. And I fully expect these two to kick this thing off probably at the Royal Rumble. I don't see a match being booked between these two for Monday Night Raw. Unless they're going to do it maybe for the 25th anniversary of Raw on the 22nd of January, right before the Royal Rumble, and then have the rematch at the Royal Rumble. That's something I could see them do, especially if this angle really starts to pick up steam. I am definitely enjoying the interactions between the Eater of Worlds and the Woken, broken character. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. That was my favorite moment on the whole entire show. The whole entire show. Elias's match was great. And the tag team championships, like we said, was just great match. Stupid outcome. Doesn't make sense. I don't even care where they're going with it. Braun Strowman was wasted tonight once again. I mean, I'm glad I didn't have to see him in the ring with Kane. Don't get me wrong. But Braun Strowman defeating The Miz in a Secret Santa match? What the hell is a Secret Santa match? This has never happened before, to my knowledge. A Secret Santa match. And then you have Braun Strowman come out. He's not even dressed as Santa. Not that I want to see Braun Strowman dressed as Santa, because that would be fucking stupid. But if you can have a Secret Santa match, at least have the guy that's going to attack them or be in the match against the Miztourage come out dressed as Santa until he reveals himself to be who he is. That's how you use an angle like that to get somebody over. No, instead we get just Braun Strowman coming out and doing his Braun Strowman thing, which I don't mind. The crowd calling for him one more time to hit the running power slam on both members of the Miztourage. It was exactly what you would think it was. There was no way the Miztourage stood a chance. They were nothing but annoying all night long with their caroling of Christmas songs in the back, and it just makes me angry. It makes me angry that these guys should be so much more than they are. The Miz is going away to do his thing, and now Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel's only job is to make sure that we, the fans, don't forget about The Miz while they're gone. While he's gone, rather. Get out of here. I don't want to see them, especially if they're going to continue to be the Miztourage on Monday Night Raw anymore. Because they're just a waste. Just like the Cruiserweight matchups tonight were a waste. We talked a little bit about that street fight. I am not going back into it because it was just awful. Absolutely awful way to feature some of the best talent you guys have on the roster. But then, since we're talking about the Cruiserweights, let's talk about the it's not a debut, but the return to Monday Night Raw of Hideo Itami. I hate Hideo Itami. He came into NXT with all this pomp and fucking circumstance, right? But it just was very underwhelming. When I hear people talk about vanilla midgets, I see Hideo Itami. Like, that's what I think that term was created for. Wrestlers like him. He's got no personality. He's boring as friggin' Pringles. He's as boring as a box of crackers. Without butter or salt. Because there's just nothing to him. They think Finn Balor's boring. They don't think Finn Balor can get over. What makes you think Hideo Itami's so special? There is nothing to him. Then he's in the middle of Chicago. He pulls off a GTS, CM Punk's move. The crowd didn't care. The crowd did not care. The crowd didn't know who Hideo Itami was. They were probably like, who's this kid doing Punk's move? They don't know the history behind it. They don't know the fact that Itami actually invented the GTS and that Punk borrowed it from him after seeing him in New Japan and on the Independents and stuff like that. And Punk made it famous. But it's not CM Punk's move. It's Itami's move. Do you think we give a shit? No, because you know what happens when you hit a go to sleep on WWE TV? Everybody thinks of CM Punk. We had the CM Punk chants, of course, throughout the night. I don't know why they were given to Elias. It's like the people in Chicago just were so ready to chant for a man that's not coming back that they were just going to do it at the very first sign of displeasure with the show, which is, I guess, during that segment at the beginning. It's just stupid. Hideo Itami being featured on Monday Night Raw to try to elevate the Cruiserweight division is stupid because nobody knows who he is. Then you got Brian Kendrick in the ring. Brian Kendrick, and they give him a microphone. They give him a microphone to cut a promo. He's got Jack Gallagher with him on the inside. These guys, I thought they were dead. I thought they were dead or released. Like, where have they even been? All the Cruiserweights that have been on Monday Night Raw, they have not been in any of this stuff. We've seen Alexander and Noam Dar and Enzo Amore, right? It's been all about them. Drew Gabagulak. Where the hell has Brian Kendrick been? Now you bring him in just to job him out to Hideo Itami? I would have rather see Brian Kendrick. He's definitely the more entertaining of the two. I don't understand their obsession with this guy. He's injury prone. He failed to get over in NXT. You paired him with Finn Balor. That didn't help. Then he gets hurt. He comes back. He has a decent match with, I think it was Almas or McIntyre or whoever he was messing around with, or Cassius Ohno. I don't even care. See, whatever it happened, I didn't care because I just am not invested in the character of Hideo Itami. And him being on Monday Night Raw takes me immediately out of the show. Immediately out of the show. He's not going to make me watch 205 Live. He's going to make me actually stay away from 205 Live because two people that I cannot stand, Enzo Amore and Hideo Itami, are being featured at the head of that brand. A brand that should be featuring Cedric Alexander. No, I'm sorry. We talked a little bit about the Intercontinental Championship match. We're not going to do that again. What did I miss here? Oh, God. Crap Solution. Crap Solution versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Mickie James. Again, the whole month of December, this was the only match you guys could decide to put on for the women's division. 3 hours of showtime. You gotta stick 6 of them in one match, the same match, all month long. All month long. Can you explain that to me? Why this women's division is being booked like this is just disgusting. It makes me want to puke. It's sickening. You have Sasha Banks. You have Mickie James. You have Paige, right? And you have Bayley. 4 of the best modern day women's performers in the world that have ever stepped foot in that ring. And then you got 2 green-ass morons, right? Eliminate them from the equation. And why don't you give me Paige versus Sasha Banks? Bayley versus Paige. And then Mickie James versus the other one. It just doesn't make sense. And to have it just literally be the same match over and over and over again. Then you have Crap Solution go over on Mickie James and Sasha and Bayley again. It doesn't make sense. You have made Sasha Banks and Bayley and Mickie James look like complete garbage. Like they couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. How are they not able to overcome the odds of two rookie morons and a rusty Page. I hate it. I hate it. Asuka, since we're talking about the ladies, Asuka came out and interrupted our women's champion, who's finally back on the show. She's been missing in action for fucking weeks now. She only showed up during Stephanie McMahon's ridiculous announcement about the Royal Rumble, which seemed to be more about Stephanie McMahon announcing the Royal Rumble than the fact that the Royal Rumble is actually happening. And Alexa Bliss is back. Great. She's got some stuff to say. She's always fantastic on the mic. She gets better and better every week. But then we have Asuka come out, confront her, tell her she's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Nobody's ready for Asuka. I'm fine with that. I am looking forward to seeing Asuka in this Royal Rumble. I feel like the Royal Rumble, and the main reason that it's happening, is to be a launching pad for Asuka. And if they stray from that and give this whole thing to Ronda Rousey in the end, I don't know what I'm going to do. But aside from that, Asuka versus Alexa Bliss actually is not a great match. I don't like that match. I don't like it at all. And it's nothing to do, or I'm not trying to take anything away from Alexa, but I just don't see her as a good opponent for Asuka. You know, she's just so small. And I don't ever see that in a negative light. In fact, most of the times when I talk about that on this show, I say it makes the matchup great. But Asuka is so powerful, so dominant, and has been on this streak of destruction that I almost don't want Alexa Bliss's reign to come to an end in a quick match with Asuka. I think she's done the absolute best she could with what the WWE has given her, and has been a very good champion for 2017 on both brands. She's coming to her own, and she's coming together. In 2018, hopefully will be very big for Alexa Bliss, but with the coming of Asuka, it is now the time for the Empress of Tomorrow. I just don't want it to come at the expense of Alexa Bliss. I actually kind of expect them to have Alexa drop the belt to somebody else before we hit WrestleMania. If Asuka wins the Royal Rumble, we still have to get to WrestleMania. It's a long ways away. It's a good 3 months from now. Right? 3-4 months away. So you're going to have Alexa just continue to be champion this whole time. That's great for her. You know, but I don't see that happening. I think somehow there's going to be a transitional champion, because Alexa Bliss's stock is too high right now. But you know the WWE. They'll probably make Asuka pin her on Monday Night Raw, right? Have the match before the match and ruin it for everybody on free TV instead of building it and making the anticipation grow anyway. But who knows what they're going to do. I don't mind the Women's Royal Rumble. Now is not the time for a Women's Royal Rumble, but I will take it if it's going to lead to Asuka. Now, before we go, I wasn't going to talk about this, but it makes me too angry, and I just have to. The ruination of Finn Balor continues. I don't understand what they're doing. When it comes to Finn Balor, he's going from wrestling the Miz Taraj to being involved with Kane or some other nonsensical thing. And now tonight that continues, as they have absolutely nothing better for Finn Balor than to put him in a match with Curt Hawkins. Curt Hawkins, when was the last time he was even on television? He's garbage. And again, they give this guy a friggin' mic. Just like I said with Brian Kendrick, they give this guy a mic. And they let him talk. And talk. And talk. And he's talking about how his losing streak is coming to an end tonight. And all the... Who gives a shit about anything Curt Hawkins has to say? You give him a mic, but you won't give Zack Ryder 5 minutes on SmackDown Live to put over his feud with Mojo Rawley, but I have to hear Curt Hawkins, the worst of the two evils, talk about absolutely nothing. for 5 minutes, leading to a 3-minute glorified squash match with Finn Balor. You got nothing better for Finn Balor to do. And then, of course, we have to see Kane. It's obligatory. The year could not end without one last Kane match for us, you guys. And they really pulled out all the stops for this one. They really got a fantastic opponent, and I was so excited that they were going to do this with Kane finally. And it would... Stop it. Heath Slater. Last week, they friggin' duped me, man. They had that little backstage segment where Kurt Angle was trying to fire up Slater and Rhino, and Rhino was like, hey, listen, Heath, you need to toughen up, and I know exactly what you need, and I'm going to do it. And admittedly, I said on the show last week, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I'm hoping that they go in the right direction. It may go the route of the Fashion Files and the Fashion Police, but Rhino is very, very entertaining. Heath Slater is very good outside the ring. He's very entertaining in these skits. I think that's his place in wrestling. And I was looking forward to see where this was going. Maybe we were going to get a Rocky-style training montage every week of Rhino doing all these ridiculous things to Heath Slater, making him chase chickens and drink raw eggs and all kinds of stuff he don't want to do, but he's got to do it because he's got kids. Right? They put him in a match against Kane. What do you think is going to happen to Heath Slater? Why is this match even happening? You want to get Heath Slater on the road to toughening up, and you're putting him in a match with Kane. I guess looking from the outside, you could see what sense is that. You got to put him against some tough competition. But Kane is not competition. Kane is 50 years old. Kane is out of shape and out of breath and couldn't even wrestle too well in this match with Heath Slater. He can't put on a match with Heath Slater. What the hell is he going to do in a match with Brock Lesnar? And Braun Strowman? When you look at that, it makes this match even more nonsensical. This guy is gearing up for a match with the two biggest, most powerful, most dominant forces ever to step foot in a WWE ring, and he's tuning up by wrestling Heath fucking Slater. This show was awful. That was it. We hit everything, and I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. We got SmackDown Live coming up in a few hours tonight. I was late on the draw with this review. I was fucking exhausted last night. Like, you guys know. It was Christmas, man. It was Christmas. I took Christmas night off. Raw nearly put me to sleep after the first commercial-free hour. It just continued to get worse and worse, with the exception of Matt Hardy. There was really nothing else on this show that got me excited. That's it. It was one of the worst presents I got on the day. Was this episode of Monday Night Raw. Terrible way to end Raw for the year, but of course they wanted to try to shock us into thinking something great happened by having new tag team champions that just make me want to throw up. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Do not forget, if you enjoyed today's broadcast, to smash that thumbs up. Make that your Christmas gift to me. If you didn't get me anything for Christmas, maybe you feel a little bad, just give me a thumbs up for Christmas. That would be a much appreciated gift that I would love for my whole entire life, and it will never ever be able to be repaid. The debt of gratitude that I will owe you guys for a simple click of a button. That all you gotta do is click that thumbs up and show me that you love me, and show me you love my show, and show me you love wrestling by doing so. Also, do not forget, if you are not a member of this family, as we get ready to take over YouTube in 2018, it's going to be the year of the Sledgehammer, and I need you guys to help me do that. We have got 1 week left to try to hit 500. You guys have been doing the best you can. That number is rising slowly, slowly, slowly. We have not even hit 4 yet, but all we need is one good night and 120 plus great people to hit that subscribe button right now. Join the movement, join this show, join our family. Leave a comment down below, because I want to know what you think. I want to know if you liked my show. I want to know everything that you know, or everything that you want to know. I want this to be the most interactive, most fan-friendly, most fun wrestling spot that you could ever find, and I need an army. So let's build that Sledgehammer army. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button ring-a-ding-ding, that notification bell that sits right next to the word that says subscribe. This way, every time, each and every time, a video just like this one drops, you can get your eyes on it right away, because it's going to go off in your pocket, on your phone, on your laptop, on your smart TVs, wherever you are watching Sledgehammer TV. It will let you know. All you got to do is ring the bell. Ring that little Christmas bell. Make a little jingle jingle and make this guy happy as a clam. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. @NickNightmare is the handle. You see it right down there so that you can spell it. Check out the Facebook page /The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. All one word. Go become a fan of the page over there. And check out our buddies right down there at Clutch Chairs. The link will be down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for everything. That's going to do it. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is my little buddy, my tag team partner, and the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. That's going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.